I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omniviewer, and I have for you today some Godzilla news, and with it, Godzilla rumor control. This might be the first time I've had to do both of those simultaneously, but here we are. You'll understand why I'm doing it that way once I actually get to the main meat of it. First, the big announcement. Toho, Tsuburaya Productions, and Toei all announced a really big event, something called the Shin Heroes Universe Project. That is the official name, and as you can tell from the logo, it's got a crossover element to it. Specifically, these are all characters that were recently reinterpreted by Hideaki Anno, or are soon to be reinterpreted by Hideaki Anno, and they all have Shin somewhere in the title. Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, and Neon Genesis Evangelion, or as it's known in Japan, Shin Shingeki Evangelion, I believe. I probably should have looked it up before I did this, but whatever, I'll put the text on the screen to correct myself. So, this appears to be some sort of, well, details are sparse at the moment. All anyone knows is that the 3 companies are apparently putting all of these things together for a little shindig, if you will. All united by the fact that it's Anno and they all have Shin in the title. Why they called it Japan Heroes Project and included Godzilla, who in that interpretation is definitely not a hero, who can say, but whatever. The fact is, it's a thing that involves all of them. And the official statement that was made is that they have a wide range of features planned, including events and commercialization. That is the exact statement that they made. I paraphrased it a little, but events and commercialization are what they specifically said. Now, I read that, and most other people read it, and it sure sounds like what that means is merchandising, as they said in Spaceballs. That it's going to be about putting these characters together on, like, clothes, or doing some of the food products that we've seen the characters branching off into, figures, maybe, and I say maybe, a theme park attraction, sort of like that Shin Godzilla meets Evangelion thing that was big a few years ago. But that's probably gonna be the extent of it, at least at this point. There is no indication whatsoever that there is going to be a movie involving all of these characters. I mean, after all, Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider haven't even been released yet. They're going to be soon, and personally I'm not really looking forward to them because I was really unimpressed with Shin Godzilla, but all the same, they are coming. They're not here yet. Shin Godzilla, that was all the way back in 2016, and the 4th of the rebuild of Evangelion movies finally saw the light of day last year, and was apparently a huge hit because it's Evangelion. All the same, though, we do not have any evidence to suggest that this is a movie, or that they're somehow incorporating all these characters into some kind of cinematic universe, or anything of the sort. The phraseology specifically says that it's going to be events and commercialization, which suggests merchandise is the primary focus. That did not stop Kotaku from doing this. What you see here is a screen grab of their article saying that the Shin Japan Heroes Project is a cinematic universe that Hideaki Anno himself will be doing that brings all of these characters together. Now, the word that describes this article is false. It is just plain dead wrong. Now, admittedly, I will recognize that the announcement did say they have a wide range of features planned. So that's that can suggest any number of different things, really. It could possibly, maybe, mean a movie. But a movie with all of these characters in it is a long shot. And the reason I don't think a movie is very likely is because, well, for starters, all these characters are from different companies. And if you're putting them all together for some kind of merchandising thing, that's a very different deal than putting them together for a film or a series of films. There's a lot more red tape that has to be cut through and a lot more deals that have to be made. The other reason is that they don't actually say that there's a movie in the works. Because I would think that if a movie was part of the plan, that's what they would have led with. They wouldn't have said commercialization. They would have said, there's gonna be a movie with all four of these guys in it. Isn't that cool? Think back to 2017 when Kong Skull Island was brought over from Universal to Warner Brothers, and that turned what was originally going to be a Godzilla film series into the Monsterverse. What was that initial announcement stating? It didn't say, look forward to new products like t-shirts and toys, oh boy. No, the thing it led with was, we have the Monsterverse, and that means Godzilla and Kong are going to appear on screen together again in a big rematch, Godzilla versus Kong. That's what we're building up to. Isn't that cool? And the rest of us said, yes, yes it is. We are movie fans and we are going to be there. They led with the idea that there was going to be a movie with these guys. That's not what the Shin Japan Heroes project is doing. So, while a movie is not necessarily impossible, it is highly improbable, and I think at least at this stage, it's probably not... It's probably a long way off, if it's even being discussed. And the other way you can tell this article is a bald-faced lie is because in that original announcement, it doesn't actually say Hideaki Anno is involved in it. Kotaku's article says that Hideaki Anno is helming this Marvel Cinematic Universe style crossover, but that's not what the announcement says. The announcement mentions the parent companies that own Godzilla and Ultraman and Kamen Rider, and it mentions those characters being involved in some sort of project, but it doesn't say Anno is involved at all. The only way Anno is actually mentioned is that he's the guy who reinterpreted all of these characters, and it's his vision of these characters that are going to be part of this. Again, all united by the fact that it's Anno's vision and they all have Shin in the title. There's no indication that there's any sort of Shiniverse happening here, not in a cinematic way. And I can't really say I'm surprised because, well, for starters, Anno's made it pretty clear that he's not going to do a Shin Godzilla 2. He has plenty of incentive to do it. It would probably make a mint, but he's not interested. It was one and done for him. He's moved on. Now he's doing Ultraman and Kamen Rider, and who knows what comes next. And he finally finished Rebuild of Evangelion. But also, let's not forget, even though these are Anno's visions of these characters, Anno is not technically the originator of them. The only part of this whole Shin Heroes thing that he's the original creator of is Neon Genesis Evangelion. But even then, he doesn't technically own it, I don't think. If he did own Evangelion, then we probably wouldn't have seen any of the merchandise that fetishizes Rei Ayanami, because that was not even close to his intention with that character. Yet all of that merchandise exists, so somebody else is clearly pulling the strings with that series. He's the mastermind behind the story and the writing, sure, but he is not the owner. So it's the companies that are getting together and deciding, we're going to take these things because they're technically ours and we're going to do what we want with them to make money. And that's the way it's going. For Kotaku to have gone from an announcement that is vague but mentions commercialization and jump immediately to shared cinematic universe, that's just bad journalism. I mean, I understand Kotaku is one of those sites that hasn't exactly had the best reputation as of late, but even by that standard, this is really, really bad reporting. So that's the final word on the matter. The crossover is happening. It definitely involves Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. But at this point, we have no official confirmation that it's going to have anything to do with a movie or a series or anything. At this point, we only have reason to believe that it will somehow be connected to merchandising. And that makes this Kotaku article dead wrong. So always remember, don't trust every news source you come across. Until such time as we meet again, this is the OmniViewer signing off.
Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books: Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.